Hey guys, how are you all? So I hope you all, fine. I'm really sorry. We have started our live sessions, but unfortunately, due to the power cut, we were not able to upload. Continue the live stream. It's fine, but we are uploading the recording of the session. Same session. No need to worry about that. And if you are having any question, you can just drop down in the comment section, or you can just ask me personal in my WhatsApp group. So that's fine, guys. Let's move into our session. So our session, today's session will be basically about interfacing push button with Arduino, and we will be doing a mini project. So let's do it, guys, without wasting any further much. Right. Okay. So first, let's talk about what's our input, what's our output, right? So if we want to know about what is input and what is output. So basically, input means whatever input we give, right? It can be in terms of button, in terms of sensors, right? So if you want to see that whether someone is coming to your room, then what to do? For that case, someone is coming to detect that thing, we are using a thermal detector for say, right? So that will be our input. So, start to turn on our machine to, you know, turn on our LED, we use buttons, right? So that button will be our input. Okay. And if we talk about outputs, so basically output means our Arduino is giving the output to turn on the LED, right? If I'm giving the output to turn off the LED, if I am giving the output, if I want that my LED should turn on after every 20 seconds. So my microcontroller or Arduino will be giving a signal in every 20 seconds to turn the LED on. That will be the output. All right, guys. So I guess you got to know what is output, what is input, what are the difference between it. All right. Now let's jump into the topic how to add a sensor button, okay, into our Arduino board. All right. So basically, push button is a simple switch. So whatever switch you have seen, like it can be in your switchboard, it can be in your small project which you build in your childhood, just turning on and off a circuit using switch. So what a switch does basically, a switch basically, make open or closes a circuit, right? So if I want to show you how this switch look like. All right. So you can see here, this is a switch, right? This is a switch, which looks like a square and it has, four. Let me show you how it's look like. So you can see, this is my switch, all right? And the switch is having four legs. This switch is basically a push button and it's having a four legs, right? And the internal connection is like an edge. So whenever you are pushing, like when you are clicking this terminal, this terminal, and this terminal are getting connected. Right? The alternative terminals are getting connected. Okay. So whenever you are pushing it, it closes the circuit, and this terminal are connected, or this terminal or this terminals are connected. Right. So that's basically about a switch, how the switch looks like. Right. Now, if we talk about how to uh, connect a switch. So you can see in the diagram, we need to connect it such that we need to connect it such that one, see, as you know, this part and this part is connected. So they are connected like in a crisscross manner, right? So if if I want to connect it with the Arduino, what I will do is I will take a positive, or 5 volt, right? 5 volt, and I will connect it to the positive side of the breadboard. So this line will be my positive line or having 5 volt, right? So it will be having 5 volt. All right. And I will take ground and I will connect it to the negative volt, right? So now to interface this push button, what I have to do is I have to put this push button in middle of the breadboard, right? And if it's in the middle of the breadboard, first I will take the 5 volt and connect it with this terminal, first terminal. Then in the next beside terminal which I will be having, I will be connecting one resistor, right? And that resistor will be connected to the ground, right? So that if the current is flowing, it doesn't leaks out. Okay, so that's for that reason we are interfacing the resistor. All right. And then the other part, the other side or the alternative side, we have to connect it with the digital pen, right? So this will be the connection of push button, and the how this is how we will be interfacing the push button with our Arduino, right? So we will be seeing it in our walkthrough also, so no need to worry about that. And that time it will be clear, right? So now what we will do is, okay, so yeah, I'm getting it. Fine. Now, guys, what I will do, we will simulate it in the workflow, right? So, what we will simulate, we will be interfacing one LED, right, with our push button, right? So, let's do this activity and let's move on to our uh, like PictoBlocks screen. So, let me show you the PictoBlock screen, right? So, here I am at my PictoBlock. And now we will be uh, writing the code of how to interface a push button, right? So the first thing, I have two ways to interface a LED with the push button using PictoBlocks. The first thing is basically you have to go to PictoBlocks, click on Arduino Uno, go to this upload option, then grab down this when Arduino Uno startup. Okay. And then we have to select this forever loop, which means it will make our program run forever. All right. So this is the first thing. Next, what I will do is I will take this if else option. And why I'm choosing this if else, statement is basically I will check whether my push button has been clicked or not. Right. I will check whether my push button is clicked or not. Right. So if my push button is clicked, I want my LED to turn on. And if my push button is not clicked, like the if statement is if my push button is clicked, so what it will do, it will turn on my LED. And the else part is when I'm not clicking the push button. So what it will be? It will be turning off my LED or my LED will be turning off. Correct? So for that reason, I will go to this Arduino Uno option and I have to select uh, set digital pin for say I'm taking the LED as LED digital pin 2. So it will set it high when my I'm clicking or I'm pushing the push button, right? So that time my LED should glow. And again, I will grab another block and it will be for digital pin 2 and it will be low. Means when I'm not, switching it on, it should turn off, right? So now how I will check whether I have pressed my push button or not. So for that reason, I have to go towards the sensor blocks and I have to select this read digital sensor and I have to pull it here. And now by default, you will be getting PIR sensor. So you have to change it to generic and I will connect my, push button to the digital pin 4, right? So now this is the code or this is the corresponding C++ code I'm getting. I will just copy it, right? And then I will go to my workv and paste it. All right. So here you can see I'm taking input from the digital pin 4 and I'm giving the output from digital pin 2. Now let's just, go to make the circuit. To draw the circuit, what you have to do is basically first interface the push button. How to do it? Take a push button, right? Take one breadboard, right? So let's take a breadboard. This is my half breadboard, right? Now what you have to do is first thing is to like let me just rotate it. First thing is to put this push button in between in the middle of the breadboard, right? So you can see the middle separation, and in the middle you have to just put it here, As you can see, the connections. Now what you have to do is you have to interface this. For that reason, we will be taking the VCC or the 5 volt. We will connect it with the positive voltage, side terminal of the breadboard. Now I will take the ground pin and I will connect it with the negative terminal, right? Now I have to take one resistance. This is my resistance. Take this resistance and put it here, right, in one terminal of the push button. We are having 4 terminals, right? And whenever we turn on our, whenever I'm clicking this push button, what happens is it's close the circuit and the alternative terminals get got connected. Got it? Now, here I have to connect this resistance with the negative terminal or GND, ground, right? And we have to connect this other terminal just beside terminal to the positive terminal. Okay, right? So what it will do is basically whenever we push, right, whenever we click on this, what it happens is basically it closes the circuit, right? And what is happening inside is basically we are interfacing it first with the power. We are giving this component a power supply, and then we are interfacing it, right? So what I will do is I will take the digital pin 4, right, and I will connect it with the alternative pin of it. So what will happen whenever I will click on this push button, my circuit will or my Arduino will be getting a positive voltage. Got it? So whenever I will turn this on, right? Whenever I will click it, this circuit will get closed and this power supply will run from this digital pin 4. And my circuit will be getting a closed circuit. My circuit will become a closed circuit and my Arduino will be getting a positive voltage, right? It will get a voltage. And whenever I'm not clicking on it, it will not get any voltage, right? So that's how we interface the push button. You can see this is the connection. So you have to first connect it with the VCC, this side, and this side you have to connect with the ground with integrating with the resistors, right? And the other alternative side you have to connect with the digital pin 4. All right. Next thing, we have to select one LED. We have to grab it and pull it on the red board. Okay. Amazing, guys. Now, what we have to do is we have to give it to the common ground. We can give it the common ground, right? Now, the positive terminal, what we have to do is we have to just, as we have seen, that output is in on pin number 2. So get this pin number 2, get the positive terminal of the LED to the pin number 2, right? So this is how we have interface our entire circuit. This is our code and this is our blocks, right? Now let's just simulate it. So yeah, we can see now if I click, whenever I push the button, it's turning on. Wow. So this is how we can interface our push button using our Arduino and picto blocks. Now, this is not the only way. Another way is we can use our variables, right? So this is the worst way we can do it. And let's do one thing. Let me just copy that. Let so you can get a side by side comparison of it. Now, the next part, what we can do is we can create a variable, right? And that variable can be a button state. For example, I have taken this, variable button state. So what I will do is I will just first inside the variable, I will set my button state into read status of digital pin, right? So just put it inside it. So now what I'm getting is it will read the status of digital pin 4 where I am just interfacing my push button, right? This is the first thing. Now I will remove this, right? And now I will check that whether my button state is 0 or 1. So if it's 1 means my button state is high and I want my LED to turn on, right? So for that reason, I will take this one operator and I will check my button block, button state, is it 1 or 0? So if it's 1, it will So first is yeah. So if my button state is one, it will tell my, uh, it will tell to turn my LED one, right? So as you can see that, so this is the comparison. You can say we have used one generic sensor, digital read sensor, and now we have used the button state and variable and read status. All right. So I will just remove it. I will just remove it. Okay. All right. So this is the code which we are getting. As you can see in the C++, we are using a variable button state. So it checks or reads the button states of the four, and then it gives you the output, whether to turn on the LED or turn off. So we can just copy this and we can, paste it here. The code is changed, but logic are same. Now let's see. Yeah, so you can see that our code has been changed where we have used our global variable button state in order to check the state of the button. But the connection is same and the working also same. Whenever I'm clicking on a button, it's work. Now let us see that how it's work uh, in our real circuit, right? So you can see here, right? So it's our PictoBlock screen, and this is our code. And we have to just go to upload the code in order to upload this in our real hardware. So just upload it. So it's uploading. And I have made the same connection which I have shown you in the workflow, right? In the breadboard and all. Now, if I'm clicking on this button, the LED is turning on. And when I'm releasing it, the LED is turning off, right? If I'm pressing it, the LED is turning off, sorry, on. And when I'm, releasing it, it's turning off. So this is how we can interface LED with a push button. All right, guys. So, and also you have seen the two ways how we can, you know, uh, basically control the LED with push button. And using the picto blocks, we are having two ways. The first way is about using the already existing blocks of sensors where you can read the digital sensor and then change it to the generic. And another way is basically to use a variable and then checks the state of this variable. So if in a practical scenario, if you are building a project, I would say you should always use the variables. All right. So now this is about how how to interface uh, LED with button. Right. Now let's talk about our mini project. So this will be your first project in IoT or robotics where you will be building one walking traffic light, right? So tell me, you have seen traffic lights, right? How it's work. So whenever you are on traffic, you must have been seeing that your traffic light, whenever your traffic light is red, the vehicle stops, right? But before the traffic light becomes red, it becomes yellow, right? So that people from far apart can see the traffic light is going to be red, right? So they can slow down their vehicle and then they turn off. You know, Right. So you have seen by yourself, right? Whenever you are in a car, you are in a bike, you have seen whenever the traffic light is becoming red, before that it becomes yellow. So it's warns the driver that very soon, the signal going to be red. So you must slow down your vehicle, right? Similarly, when your traffic signal is going to be green, before that, it's became yellow and then it becomes green again, right? So, for that case, how can you build that project? So, right now, you're having all the knowledge, right? You just have to implement that. You are knowing how to interface push button, you are knowing how to interface LEDs, how to interface multiple LEDs with different digital pins. And now we will be integrating all those knowledge together in order to build our project, our first mini project. All right. So are you guys ready? So go just give the thumbs up in the comment section and let me see after, you know, uploading the station, how many thumbs up we are getting in the comment section. All right, guys. So let's go to our, you know, pictoblock screen. All right. So here is our pictoblocks. Let me clear it. Okay. So yeah, we are clear. So I have, designed it such that you can do it by yourself. So we will be, doing it in some steps. Okay. So the first step is our declaration of the variables. All right. So for making this working project, we need four variables. First is to check the button state. So we will be controlling it with just a single button. So with a single button press, we can make it red, then it will be yellow, then it will be green, and after that, it will be becoming yellow, then again it will be becoming red. Right. So we will be checking the button state, and we will taking one another, variable which will be checking the last button state. So the present button state and the last button state I will be having, and comparing that, I will be checking whether I have pressed the button or not. Right. So far, whatever activity we did was about checking in the real time whether my button is pressed or not. But right now, if I'm controlling three steps or three stages of the signal, I have to check the button state whether the person has clicked or not. If not clicked, I have to stay on that particular stage. For example, if the signal is red, so if I'm not clicking the button, it should stay on the red signal, right? And if the button is clicked, it would move to the next stage. It will be yellow, right? So it should stay on that particular stage. So for that reason, we need to compare the present button state and the last button stage, right? And the next variable we need is our traffic light state. Okay. So this traffic light state will be about the stage or the state of the traffic light. Is it red? Is it yellow? Is it green? Right? And the next thing is the direction. Okay. So we will be also considering the direction. For example, if right now it's red, it will be yellow, and then it will be green, right? So next, what we have to do, we have to change the direction. It should now move into yellow, then into green. Sorry, red, right? So again, if it's in the red, then again it has to become yellow, then it has to become green, right? So this traffic signal looks like very simple, but it's not that much simple, right? So we have to take four variables in order to work with it. Then we have to, the next step is to read the input pins, okay, inside the forever loop. So you have to make sure that you are reading the input pin or the push button pin in the loop only, so that it doesn't check it for once. It will always check whether the button is pressed or not, right? Then we have to create the logic, and that's it. We are done, right? So let's work on our picture blocks. Okay, guys. All right, guys. So let's move on and see. So I think before we go to the picto blocks coding it, it's better to visualize how we gonna interface our three LEDs of the traffic light together, right? So as you can see, we are having right now we are in the workfree screen, and we already worked on this. So what we can do is we can just take two more LEDs, right? So right now, this is our red LED. Let it be yellow. And let's take another LED and let it be green. So let it be green. All right. So we are having our three LEDs. So we have already interfaced our uh, push button, right? So let's not change it. And we can just remove this one, and we can just remove this one. Okay. And this one. Okay, so now what we have is we are having our push button integrated. Now we need to just select this ground pin and let make this as a common ground for all the LEDs. This is our ground pins. All right. And this is another one. Okay. So we have connected all the ground pins of the LED. Now we can just connect all the, red LEDs. All right, guys. So for doing this, let me just give you what to do it. Right? So we have to connect all the positive terminals with all the digital pins. All right. So here is we are having our digital pin. Let's connect it with digital pin for say 6. Then the next one to digital pin 7. And the next one with the digital pin 8. All right. So we have connected it with the digital pin 8. So this will be the connection basically. This is our push button, which we know how to integrate it, right? And then we are having three LEDs. We have connected all the ground pins together and then all the VCC or the positive terminal with the three pins, which are 6, 7, 8, right? So the red pin is having 6, yellow is having 7, green is having uh, 8, right? So now let's move on to our picto blocks and start our coding. All right. So for that reason, the first thing is first we have to pull our when Arduino Uno start. Right. The next thing is we have to create variables. So as our button state variable is already created, we have to create the next variable that is about last button state. All right. So this is our next second variable. The third variable which we have discussed is our traffic signal state, right? And the next variable is our direction, which will be talking about the directions of the uh, signal flow, right? So we are having four our direction. So for the first step, what we have to do is we have to set our button state, our all the four variables to 0, right? So we have to first our button state into 0, last button state into 0, then I'm having my traffic signal state as 0, and my direction equals to 0. All right. Next, what we have to do, we always have to put everything inside the forever loop, right? So we are not putting this inside the forever loop because we want the initialization of the variable must be 0. Not every time the loop, like whenever the loop is completing one cycle, the next cycle again it will become 0. So we don't want that, right? We don't want that. Because of that reason, we are setting everything as 0 at the top. After that, we are starting our forever loop, right? So now what I will do is, so now what I have to do? Now I have to first set the button state, right? So what I will do, set the button state. And as we discussed in our previous program, we want to read, we want to read the status of the digital pin 4, right? So our push button is integrated with the digital pin 4, right? For that reason, we will be checking the state of digital pin 4, right? So now, uh, what we have to do next is about the if else statement, right? So here we will be not using the if else state because on our previous problem we were having just to turn it on and off as per the state of the push button, right? But here we have to check like which stage or which state it's right now. The traffic signal. Based on the traffic signal state, we have to turn on and turn off the LED. So we will be just using the if block, right? So the difference is that here we are not following any else, right? So if, for example, if my button is on, then it will do this. But if I use a else statement, what it will do is if my button state is on, then it will do this, and if the button state is not on, it will do anything, right? If you put anything. So right now we don't need to use the if else statement. We will be using just if statement, right? And in the if statement, what we will check? We will check whether the button is pressed or not. So if my button is pressed, okay, so I will change the traffic signal state, right? So how can I check whether my button is pressed or not? So it's not like you just put whether button state is one or no. So the problem, if we just do it like this, like we did in our previous problem, like if I just grab this one and this second one. So the problem is here, I'm just having two state, whether, for example, it's forever loop, right? It runs forever. So if my button state is one, means what? I have clicked on it, and the moment I release my finger, it will become zero. The button state will become zero, right? So then, how can I change the traffic signal state? I want, then it will be like, okay, whenever I'm clicking on the switch or the push button, my signal is red, and when I'm releasing it, it becomes green. So it's not becoming yellow, right? It's becoming direct green. So do you need that? No, right? I want that even if I release my finger, the state should remain the same, or the traffic light should remain the same, right? For that reason, we need to store that state of the button. For that reason, what I will do is I will remove it, and I will use a AND state. So AND operation I will be using. So I will grab it here. So AND is basically checking both the condition. If both the conditions are true, then only it gives the true, right? Like a logic gate, right? So here I will check. Okay, so sorry. Yeah. Now I will put it inside this. So now I will check the button state. Okay. So I will check whether the button state is one, right? And also I will check that whether my last button state is, I'm sorry. So it will be like button state is zero and the last button state is one. So this means when I'm clicking on a button, the button state is becoming what? It's becoming one, right? So when I'm clicking on the button state is becoming one. And when I'm releasing it, the button state is becoming zero. So I will check that whether my button state is zero, means I have released my finger or not. And the last button state is one, means my button state was one, which means I have pressed that button, right? So it will detect whether the button state is zero or not, and then it will check the last button state is one. So what we have to do right now? We have to also write this portion here, right? So we have to, just write this where set the button state is equals to the last button state as button state. All right. So now I know it's looking very complicated. Let me explain it once again. So here you can see what we did. We have forever loop inside it. We have set the button state to read the digital pin 4. It will be detecting whether my button is pressed or not, right? So my button state is 0 means uh, I have removed my finger. And button state 1 means I have pressed the button, right? So I need to store that, uh, you know, whether my button is pressed or not, right? So for that reason, I will be checking my last button state if it's one. So as you can see, the last button state is equal to button state. So if I clicked on it, so it will set my last button state equals to the button state, right? And in the next loop, what it will do, it will check the last button state and the button state. And if my last button state is one, means I have clicked on it and then I have removed my finger, it means the button state is zero. Then it will run the next code. Okay. So now let's see what will be the next code. So the next code is I will check the direction. Okay. What is the direction? Right. We, as I have discussed, right. So first will we go to red, then yellow, then green. Then what we'll do? We will go to yellow and then red. Right. So for that reason, we need another if block. We need another if block to check the direction. And let us consider the zero direction means from red to it's going green, and one direction means it's green to red, right? So what I will do, I will take another operator and I will choose this equals to option. Then I will go to the variable. I will choose the direction. So if my direction is zero, then what I will do is I will say that change. Uh, okay. So let me just tell you one thing. So right now we will be not using the if blocks, right? Because our direction can only be one or zero, right? As we say, the one means it will go from red to green, and zero means it will go from red to green, and one means it will go from green to red, right? For that reason, we will be using the if else block, right? We'll be using the if else block, which means it will basically checks whether whether the direction is zero, right? Whether my direction is zero or one. So if it's not zero, it means it's one, right? So if my direction is zero, what I will do is I will basically change my traffic signal by one. So if it's zero, so traffic signal is basically the state of the traffic signal. If it's one, means what? Our red signal will be glowing and all the two LEDs or all the yellow and our green signal will be turning off, right? So if it's one, if the state traffic signal state is equals to one, so if I want to show you in the PPT, so what I'm defining is I'm defining that if my traffic signal is red, right? So what will be happening? It is the state one, right? And if it's yellow, so this state is two, right? Or let's for make it easier. Let's just okay. So if it's red and then we are having our green, right? So that is our green, for example. Now, if it's red, it will be state zero. If it's yellow, then it will be one, and it will be green if it's two. So if my traffic signal, this is the state of traffic signal state. So the traffic signal state is zero, then my red LED will be glowing, and all the other LED will be turning off. If the traffic signal state is one, then it will be yellow, right? And all the red and green will be turned on. If it's green, then my state is 2 and the green LED will be glowing and other two LED will be turning off. Right? It's a very simple logic, right? That thing we will be using here. So, uh, as you can see, if my current state is 0, right? Current traffic state is 0 and I'm moving into the 0 direction. Direction 0 means red to yellow, yellow to green, right? So, if it's yellow and the direction is zero, if it's red and the direction is zero, then what will be the next state? What will be the next state? It will be one, right? It will become yellow. If it's red, then in the next state of the traffic light state, it will be yellow. What will the next state? It will be two, right? After yellow, it will become green. And again, if the direction is one, it means it will be the opposite of it. So if the state is two, it will go to state 1. The traffic light state will be 1. And then it will again go to 0 or it will become red. Right? Got it. So the same logic we'll be using here. And how to change the traffic state? If the direction is 0, right, then what will do? It will increase the traffic signal state by 1. So if right now the direction is 0, and my traffic signal state is 0 means it's red, then it will increment it by 1, so it will become 1 and in the next loop it will show me the green signal. Got it? I hope it's fine. Right. Next thing, if the direction is 0, then our traffic signal will increment by 1. Now, what will be the else part? Else part means the direction is not 0 or the direction is say 1, right? So then I will change the traffic signal state by -1, right? Which means our state will be decrement. For example, if we are in the green signal, then it will be the direction will be 1, right? So that means our traffic signal state should, you know, decrease. So if right now it's 2, it will become 1 and then it will become 0, right? So this is the logic of it. All right, guys. I hope it's clear, right? I hope it's clear. Got it. Now the next part, we will be using again the if then block just below it. Now what I will check is I will check end end state of it. For example, if say you have reached to this green LED, right? So now I will check whether my traffic light state has reached to 2 or not. Okay. So I will check the traffic light state variable. Is it if my traffic light state variable is greater than or equal to 2, right? So if it's greater than or equal to 2 means my state is uh 2 or green. And I will say my logic will be to change the direction, right? So I will be changing the direction. So if it's 0, if the direction was 0, my direction will be 1, right? Similarly, when I reach here, the top red, so my traffic light state will be what? My traffic light state will be, I will be checking whether it's, less than or equal to 0 or not. So if it's less than or equals to 0, I will say I have reached to red light and my direction right now is 1, right? So I will do, I will change the direction and I will change the direction by 0. So this is the simple logic. If I have reached to green, I will check whether the traffic light state is greater than or equals to 0. If it's that, then I will change the direction of it, right? And if I reach red, then I will also check that whether I have reached less than or equals to 0, then I will change the direction to 0. Right? Got it? So we will be coding it as per that. So for that reason, we will be also using, or. So whether, why or? Because we will be checking whether we have reached uh, greater than or equal to 0, right? Or sorry, less than or equals to 0 or greater than or equals to 2. Right? So now I will choose this, first we will go to the extreme position where our traffic light state is 2, right? So it will be green, right? So I will check here and equals to, right? So now I will choose the variable traffic light state and I will check whether it is greater than or equals to 2. If it's equals to 2, then what I will do? I will set, I will set the traffic signal state as 2, right? And I will change the direction. I will set the direction equals to 1 because it is the extreme position where my signal is green. When my signal is green, my direction should change. My direction is 0, right? I'm coming from top to bottom, it's 0. And now I will change the direction, it will become 1, which will be going from bottom to top, right? Now can you guess what will be the next thing? We have to check the another state when I reach to the red signal. When I'm reaching to the red signal, I have to check whether my traffic signal state is less than or equals to 0. So what I will do is I will again take the or block, put the traffic signal state. Sorry, I have to again take this whether it's less than or equals to 0, right? So here is my traffic signal state. I have to check whether it's less than or equals to 0, right? Okay, I have taken the same block, right? Let me just choose the equals to operator and here, got it. So now what I have to do? I have to again set my traffic signal state as 0. Why? Because when I'm clicking continuously, it will just decrement it, right? So when I will see the direction is 0, what it will do? It will just increment, right? It will not check whether it's reached 2 or 3, right? So it will just increment and it may become 3 or 4, right? So for that reason, we are using this block, which ensures that our traffic signal state doesn't exceed the limit, right? So if it's 2, or if it's greater than 2, for 7, for example, if we click twice it will become 3, right? So if it's 3, it will first make it 2 and then it will set the direction to 1. Got it? And similarly, if it's less than 0, then what it will do, it will just set it to 0 and then it will set the direction to 1. Sorry, 0. Will set the direction to 0. Got it? It's clear. All right, guys. Now if we are continuously clicking, checking buttons and all those things, the button may get confused or not confusion. Basically what happens that if this continuously working this loop, this is forever loop, right? So it will continuously move and go on cycles, right? If it's continuously checking, and even if sometimes if you're not pressing the button, it will feel like you have to press the button due to the leakage, right? So we need to give some delay, some time delay, and the delay should be around, for say, mm, I'm giving it uh, zero point 0.2, which means it will be around, it will be around uh, 200 millisecond, right? So this is fine. All right. So this is inside our for loop, and also we have to inside this set button state equals to button state should be inside this if block, right? This if block. So whenever we are checking, it should first make the last button state into button state, right? And then we have to, oh, I'm sorry. It should be here only, right? Uh, yeah, I guess it's fine. So whenever we are checking it, we have to put the wait or the delay in between. So this is the code. And now we will be coding for our LED, right? So that is very simple. It should be inside the forever loop only. And now what we have to do is we have to again use the if then block. Why? Because we can't use if and else because we are having three states, right? When our LED is red, when our signal is red, when our signal is yellow, and when our signal is green, right? So now what I will do is I will check the traffic signal state, right? Whether it's 0, 1, or 2. So I will use this operator, right? So what I'll do is I will first check it whether it's 0. So what is the 0 state? When my LED is, when the red LED is only turned on and the other two LEDs are turned off, which means our red signal basically. So then I will go to our Arduino Uno and set the digital pin. What is our digital pin for red? That is our 6, right? So it's 6. So our 6 digital pin should be high, and our other digital pin, which is 7 and 8, should be low, right? So this state is basically traffic signal state 0, which means our signal is red. Next, what we have to check, we have to again check if uh, our equals to operator variable traffic signal state. If it's 1, then what I will do is just copy. Yeah. So this, let it here and let it here. So if my traffic signal state is 1, that time I want my yellow signal to be turned on, right? Similarly, I will just copy it and put it down. If my signal state is 2, I want my green LED to be glowing and all the other LED to be turned off, right? And this is the code, right? This is the code. And yeah, definitely. So this one, we have to make sure that this code is at the last. So after everything, we have to check in the, this is the forever loop, right? So the first loop, what it will do, it will check the button state, it will read the button state, it will check all those things, and it will showing you the traffic signal state. And at the last of the first cycle of the forever loop, it will set the last button state equals to the button state. Right? So whatever button state in this loop, it will set it to the last button state. And then the next loop, it will check the last button state as the previous button state, right? And then it will compare and it will analyze whether the button has been pressed or not. So I know it's a little bit complicated for you to first understand, but I request you all to try it by yourself, copy it, just try it, try to understand the logic, and you will got it, right? And this is the logic we have done, and this is the C++ code, right? Now I will just copy it and I will paste it to the workv, right? We have already done with our connections. Let us just simulate it. All right, amazing. So it's on the zero state right now, right? We have set it zero, right? Our first state, whenever we, click on this play, it will be zero. So this is the zero state where you can see the red LED only glowing and the other two LEDs are turned off, right? Next, if I click it again once if I click it the button, my traffic signal state became 1 from 0 to it's incremented and it's become 1, and it is right now in the 0 direction. So it first became red, yellow, and then green. Now if I click it again, it became green. And can you imagine now what will be happening? Now we are at 2, right? So if I click it again, it will become 3, right? So it will check whether it's 3, which is more than greater than 3 or equals to 3. Then it will make it 3, it will make it 2, and then it will change the direction, right? So let's see whether it happens or not. If I click it, see, it's became yellow, right? So it checks and changes the direction. So right now it's yellow, and then it will become red. And then if I again click it, it will change the direction and it will become yellow and it will become green. So this is a working traffic signal light you have made as your first project in the robotics. So isn't it amazing? Although this logics are a little bit complex, hard to understand, but once you do it by yourself, it gonna be easy for you, right? So this is how we have done our first mini project of making a traffic signal light where you can control it with a push button, right? As a traffic police, you can make it the signal red, and after some time you can make it yellow, then green. And once it's green, again it can become yellow and then red. All right. So thank you so much, guys. This is about our session 3, and I know it was a mess during the live session, but we have recorded it for you, and I have also included the code of it in the PPT. So once it will be shared to you, you will be able to see the code and try it by yourself, right? Thank you so much, guys, for your support. And I want you all, if you're watching this video till the end, just leave a comment in the comment section so that I can see that, yes, you have understood the concept and you have tried it by yourself. And also, we will be sharing the third assessment. And the third assessment will be basically no MCQ will be there. Just I want that you have executed this program by yourself in your computer or mobile or whatever device you are having, right? So that's how we can do it, guys. So bye bye, guys. Take care. See you tomorrow. No, in the next session.